Good morning from Rock Hill, everybody. My name is Chris Sheem. We're getting set for the start of the 2015 Affiliate Bowl. San Antonio Regulators and Detroit Pride will be kicking off here, coming up in just a little bit, under a little bit of a delayed start. So if you're hanging out, feel free to get back to work and do some of that. Once you hear the soothing sound of my voice once again, you'll know we're about to start. So just a few minutes away from the start of the 2015 Affiliate Bowl, Detroit and San Antonio ready to battle. We'll be back here in just a little bit. And a good morning from Rock Hill, South Carolina, and District 3 Stadium on a 79-degree cloudy day. It's time to kick off the 2015 IWFL playoffs. We start with the Affiliate Bowl between the San Antonio Regulators and the Detroit Pride. Hi, everybody. My name's Chris Sheeman. I'll be with you here all weekend long, getting set for this Affiliate Bowl, which will kick off here in just a couple of minutes. Detroit Pride from Detroit, Michigan, coming in with a 2-2 record. San Antonio from Texas coming in at 2-4. And if you're unfamiliar with IWFL playoffs, the Affiliate Bowl is for teams that are fresh, that are relatively new, just getting started out, and a chance for them to come out here on a big stage and play some football. So both of these teams reaching this point. Neither one are very deep, folks. We'll see basically everybody on both rosters play. A little bit of a disclaimer. San Antonio's numbers are just a wee bit tricky to see, so if you don't know who they are, I'm not going to know who they are either, but we're going to do the best that we can. We can tell you, however, that San Antonio is going to kick off, and Detroit will receive. So Detroit is in the black. San Antonio with the gray and black pants. So the Regulators will kick off, trying to see who's going to receive for Detroit. As the kickoff taken and bounces at the 20, rolls all the way back to the 14. It's picked up. Running to the right is number 44, who I don't have on my roster, but she's tackled anyways at the 40. Folks, like I said, both of these teams are startup teams, and quite frankly, I don't have all the information probably that I'm going to need. That was Anapom, Zakia Anapom with the return. So a good start for Detroit, as they will start at, call it the 41-yard line. The quarterback for Detroit, we do know, Donetta Jamison. Jamison, pretty good runner, 4.3 yards per rush. And an I formation to start for Detroit. So under center, it's Jamison. Hand up the middle. And again, that's Anapam. Anapam, pretty good gain on first down. So they'll call it a 6-yard gain out to the 47-yard line. Second down now and about 3.5. Anapam, the leading rusher for Detroit this season, with 293 yards on 26 carries. That's good for about 11.3. So expect to see her get the bulk of the work, even though she wasn't on the roster. Under center again, the quarterback, Jamison. On this second down and short again, Anapam going to the right. Beats two blockers and dives ahead, about a yard ahead of that first down marker. So first and 10 as Detroit moves to San Antonio territory at the 48-yard line. Just underway here in the 2015 Affiliate Bowl. Chris Sheeman, glad to be with you here. The tackle for San Antonio was Joanne Chaldek, as Anapam was able to break a couple of tackles on that last run. Jamison again under center. Two-back formation. Two receivers as the tight end comes to block. The handoff again. A different runner for Detroit. That's Natasha Pickett, who got the pitch and carried it for about 5 yards down to the 44-yard line. So Pickett with the run, but a flag came out late, so let's see what that is before we give her. It is a holding penalty. So that's going to back them up 10 yards and negate the good run by Pickett. Annapam, Jamison, and Pickett, the three big runners on the season for Detroit. Detroit, in their 4 games, only threw about 21 passes, so we will see a lot of rushes. And the penalty was from the spot, so it's 1st and 15 as Detroit goes back into its own territory. Again, 2 back, 3 wide receiver formation here for the Pride. Jamison sends the tight end in motion. And a good gain here as they got most of the yards back. As Pickett again on the carry. It bulldozes right up the middle for another big gain. Call it about 10 yards. So Detroit right back where it started at the 44. Again, folks, we'd love to hear from you during today's broadcast. You can use the hashtag that you see there on your screen, IWFL, if you have Twitter. Give us a shout. Let us know who you're rooting for, where you're watching from, and all that good stuff. So a 2nd down now and 5. I formation this time for Detroit. Detroit moving the ball pretty well here on its opening possession. If you're just joining us, got to a little bit of a late start. Annapam coming back in again right up the middle, and she is going to be marked. It looks like just a little bit. Well, it's right at the marker. So another 5-yard gain for Annapam, and let's see if it's enough here for a 1st down. I don't see them moving it. Yes, now they signal 1st down. So Detroit with another 1st down, and that penalty really didn't do a lot of damage to them as they're running the ball very well here in this opening quarter and opening drive. Donetta Jamison, the quarterback, can also take off, so keep an eye on her. We haven't seen her run yet. It's been Annapam as well as Pickett so far. Motion for the receiver. She's going to be the one who gets it and fumbles. A fumble on the play. San Antonio unable to recover, and the receiver able to pick it up. Correction, that was a line woman, Janelle Robinson, who picked it up. So one of the receivers ran it. Not sure who that was. But no harm, no foul so far for Detroit here in this opening quarter. As an alert play by the lineman Robinson, able to pick it up. There was also a penalty, apparently, so another holding call on Detroit, and that's going to back them up again. So they're moving all the way towards midfield now. Didn't see a flag come out. So they're back to the 47, and it's a 1st and 15. Correction, 1st and 20. Again, the I form. 3 receivers, 2 to the far side. And almost oopsie-daisy handoff. Another flag is down as Annapam is stopped behind the line of scrimmage. So a 2-yard loss, but let's see what this penalty is here. If you're San Antonio, if it's another holding, you've got an interesting choice. You've stopped Annapam behind the line, but do you want to back them up? It's a false start, corrections. So San Antonio declines the penalty, and that brings up a 2nd down. Probably a good choice if you're the Regulators here. 2-yard loss for Annapam, has the ball just about at midfield on the 49-yard line, and we're going to get a timeout by Detroit. Well, all weekend long, folks, we'll be telling you a little bit about some of the pioneers of women's tackle football, and we're going to start here on our first game with talking about the Frankfurt Yellow Jackets. Back in 1926, they were an upstart team in the National Football League. They used women's football players in exhibition games during halftime. Frankfurt, they played, Frankfurt is in North Philly. It's actually one of those neighborhoods of Philadelphia. Played there until the early 30s and were eventually replaced with the Philadelphia Eagles. So that's just a little bit of a look at some of the pioneers of women's football. We'll be going back from 1926 all the way up to today. So out of the timeout, Detroit facing a 2nd down and 22 now. As the ball's just about midfield. If you're just joining us, the Pride on their opening possession here were moving the ball pretty well. Got hit with a couple of penalties, and San Antonio able to make a big stop on Anapam. Again, it's Jamison under center. It looks like that's Beam on the far side as the slot as she goes into motion. Correction, that is Stover. And that play goes nowhere. I told you Jamison would eventually take off. She's a good runner, but hit well behind the line of scrimmage there as Detroit moving the wrong way. Now they're back into San Antonio territory, and they're near where they started the drive. And a 3rd and forever. They're saying about 30. So a 3rd and 29 for Detroit as they huddle up San Antonio. Detroit started this drive looking strong. Looks like they were going to march right down the field, but their last 5 plays have gone for negative yardage. And maybe at this point, try to work some room for the punter. We'll see what they do here on 3rd down. Well, that's one way to get some yards back, as it looked like San Antonio at the line jumped. So 5 additional yards now for Detroit, and a 3rd and about 24 for the Prime. On the 3rd and 24, it's a toss to the slot receiver, Stover, and again, she goes nowhere. Looks like for San Antonio, it was Smock, Danielle Smock, who made the tackle, and that brings up 4th down. So a good job by San Antonio's defense recovering and really backing up Detroit. Now it's a punt. Aaron Anderson will do the kicking for Detroit. As we get a good look at the kicker, Anderson. This is Anderson's first punt of the season, at least according to the stats that we see. So, and we have a flag now coming from the backfield. I'm wondering, was it too many on the field? Illegal sub on Detroit, so they're going to back up another 5. And this time kick from their own 38-yard line. For San Antonio, 2 receivers back. And again, it's Anderson to kick it. And it looks like one of the linemen got a piece of it, and that's going to bounce. It was touched. It was touched by one of the San Antonio receivers, and now they have to dive on it, and they do. It looks like that might have been Chaldek. And if you're a San Antonio fan, I'm going to apologize in advance because I'm doing some guessing. But San Antonio able to get on the ball. They keep, that was Hernandez, my apologies. So Hernandez got on the ball. And now San Antonio in pretty good position here inside Detroit territory, starting the drive at the 48-yard line. Well, we can tell you San Antonio starters: Amy Meyer, the quarterback; the 3 receivers, Joanne Cheldek, Marissa Facey, Darian Hernandez. The running back is Elena Ferguson. Billette Johnson will also see some time at receiver. On the line, the center, Garcia. On the left side, it's Ferguson and Salinas. And on the right, Esparza and Guzman. So first down and 10 is Meyer in the shotgun with a 4-receiver set. So San Antonio, maybe a more vertical team, as that pass sails to nobody on the near side. It looks like that was intended for Johnson. So 2 contrasting styles. We didn't know hardly anything about either one of these teams coming in. I had, like I mentioned in the first part, in the first drive for Detroit, a few stats, but there's nothing online for San Antonio. So San Antonio in the spread again. 4 receivers, 2 to each side. The lone back is Ferguson on the second down and 10. High snap handed by Meyer. Meyer throws to the far side, and that is complete to Childek. And that's just at the first down marker. And it looks like it's going to be a first down. So a 10-yard pickup as Meyer with her first completion of the morning. Nearing the midway point of this first quarter here in the 2015 Affiliate Bowl. You're getting a look at the San Antonio Regulators. 2 wins this season. Both came against New Orleans, 14-0 on April 11th and 42-6 on May 16th. All 4 of their losses came either to Austin or Houston this season. Again, it's Meyer in the shotgun. And that's going to be a handoff to Ferguson. Ferguson running to the right and not finding much room. Good speed by the defense for Detroit. And the stop was made by the quarterback, Jamison. So Donetta Jamison with an alert play on defense. And it's second down and 10. So San Antonio will huddle and talk about it. Reminder, this is our first of 4 games coming up later today. We will have the Founders Bowl, Carolina taking on Madison, the team from Wisconsin. Great football town that is. So another second down and 10 here for San Antonio inside Detroit territory at the 37-yard line. Meyer getting the snap from Garcia. Looking deep, throwing it deep, and just a bit past the receiver who collided. A lot of contact there, but that ball was over the head of Hernandez. So Annapam providing the physical play in the backfield. That'll bring up a third down and 10 now for San Antonio. Again, at Detroit's 37. The Regulators founded in 2012. So it's Meyer again, Ferguson in the backfield. This time, 3 receivers bunched on the far side of your screen for the Regulators. And the pitch is going to go to Ferguson. Ferguson unable to get around again. That quick speed by Detroit. So Detroit with another nice play. As that was Tiffany Wells who made the stop. So it's a couple of yard loss, 4th and about 12.
4th and 13.
And again, a punting situation. It'll be San Antonio who will kick it. It looks like that's Annapam back to receive for Detroit. No, they're going to go for it. My apologies. I thought they were lining up to punt. Here's the run now by Meyer. Meyer gets around one defender. What a move by Meyer. She's going to get the first down all the way down to the 20-yard line. How about the run by the quarterback, Amy Meyer? They're going to spot her a couple of yards shy of the 20, so call it the 22, but tremendous athleticism by Meyer, the QB. Got to say hi to Bella. Bella tweeted at us on Twitter, so she's watching the Pride from back home. Thanks for watching, Bella. And again, folks, we'd love to hear from you during today's broadcast. Use the hashtag that you see there on your scoreboard, IWFL, on Twitter, if you have one of those there Twitter machines.
First and 10 Regulators from the Pride 22.
So a first down and 10 after a nice play by the QB Meyer as she goes back into the spread. 2 receivers to each side. Again, the receivers Childeck, Facey, Hernandez, and Billette Johnson. And a flag comes down before the snap, a false start on San Antonio.
Is it false start or legal procedure in college football? False start on the Regulators. 5-yard
Well, we talked about the contrasting styles. Detroit averaging 167.2 rush yards a game, just 6.2 pass yards.
First and 15.
For San Antonio, a more vertical team, but as you see, they've got legs too. Quick toss, and it's a backward hook and lateral all the way down to the 10. And that is Ferguson taking it all the way down to the 5-yard line. So trickeration here in the early going for the Regulators, and they have a first and goal. Stop again by Anapam. So it was Facey, we believe, on the reception, and then a quick lateral. And an alert play, and all of a sudden now first and goal here for the Regulators. That was a well-designed play by San Antonio. Looks like something that they worked on, too. Again, neither one of these teams have played a full season as we go inside the 4-minute mark here in this opening quarter. Detroit with just 4 games, San Antonio with just 6, and sometimes when you don't have that familiarity, when you don't have that consistency, you don't know what kind of practice time the teams have together, obviously, but very disciplined team so far are the Regulators. Again, single back set with 2 receivers to the far side. It's going to be a pitch to Ferguson. Ferguson running to the right. And just stopped after a 2-yard gain. So Ferguson, again Anapam there with the stop. So Anapam getting it done on defense and momentarily, we assume, keeping San Antonio out of the end zone here on this second down and goal now. They're going to spot it at about the 3.5-yard line. So San Antonio looking to get a play called in. And while they huddle up, we remind you that you can get all kinds of news and notes. Just visit the IWFL by visiting their website, IWFLsports.com. 2 receivers to each side here on the second down and goal. Meyer, the quarterback. The running back to her right is Ferguson. Meyer runs to the left, looking to throw. It's high and caught. That's Facey going up to get it for the score. And San Antonio gets on the board here quickly. It's 6-0 as they score on their opening drive. Let's see if they're going to kick now or go for 2. Again, we don't have a lot of stats or information from San Antonio, so not sure if kicking is their usual routine or going for 2 is their usual routine. We've seen a lot of shuffling, though. Again, both of these teams have very short benches, so there's only so much shuffling that they can do, but they've done quite a bit of it. Hi to Douglas, who's watching on Twitter. He's a San Antonio fan, so we've got one Detroit fan. We've got one San Antonio fan. And it looks like they're going to go for 2. Triple I for Meyer, who goes under center. It looks like that's Smock back there. It goes to the receiver. Facey runs to the right, gets popped, and able to get across the pylon. So Facey with 2 more. San Antonio takes an 8-0 lead with 2:17 to go in the quarter. We'll step aside briefly and come back with more Affiliate Bowl action. Welcome back to the 2015 Affiliate Bowl, everybody. My name is Chris Sheeman. We've got Rashid Whitfield on the camera. Rashid, go ahead and wave to the folks. There's Rashid. Rashid working behind the scenes. This is so stupid. It's 8-0 San Antonio. 2:17 to go here in the first quarter. Let's see. We got a whole bunch of people watching on Twitter. We mentioned Bella and Douglas, and I think it's Kia, I hope. Also, I don't know her name, but Debbie's on there as well. Looks like we got a San Antonio people as they're kicking off. Anna Pam was back to receive. It's taken by one of the up women who gets popped at the 42-yard line. That was... And again, we got to dig for some of these names. Hang on, guys. I bet you I got it somewhere. No, I don't. So it was 89, whoever that was. Hernandez made the tackle for the Regulators. If you're a Detroit fan, tell them to get their roster in order, because this is murder. 1:39 to go here in the first quarter.
Pronunciations for San Antonio.
And again, it's a 2-back set. Again, Detroit more of a running team, and a quick flag coming out on the back line. So an illegal substitution. Looks like Tiffany Wells. So Detroit backing up again. A lot of penalties so far in this first quarter for the team from the Motor City. So a 1st and 15 now at the 38-yard line. Again, two-back set. And a fumble by the quarterback. Scramble for it. It looks like Detroit got it back. And we'll see who recovered that here in a moment.
Who's their quarterback? Number 2, Janetta Jameson on the carry, brought down by number 69, Denisha Ferguson.
So Ferguson on the tackle. It was a keeper by Jameson.
Loss of 1 on the play. 2nd and 16.
Detroit's kind of gotten away from what it had success with early on. You had Pickett, you had Anapam running the ball right up the middle, just hitting the ground hard and charging forward. We haven't seen either one of those ladies touch the ball in the last probably 7 or 8 plays. Well, they were looking to get it to somebody. I think that was Anapam, and another flag is down as the QB Pickett, or excuse me, Jameson, frustrated. So just about set to wrap up this first quarter. Another penalty for... Is it on San Antonio? It's on San Antonio. We don't know what the call is yet, though. The official's not mic'd up today, so we're kind of... must have been encroachment. Boy, they're moving them up pretty far, so never mind. Unsportsmanlike, I think. That's unsportsmanlike conduct that we saw from the official there. So 15-yard penalty, and all of a sudden Detroit has it at just inside San Antonio territory, and it's 2nd down and short. So the clock winding again.
1st and 10, Detroit from the 49.
So 1st and 10, my apologies, at the 49, and good Lord, another one. Anapam was ready to spike the ball. Correction, that was Pickett. So a penalty-filled first quarter, and this time Detroit's moving back again. So false start on that'll back up Detroit to the 46-yard line.
1st and 15 from the 46.
We got Mia watching on Twitter. She's one of the injured players that couldn't make the trip for Detroit. So, Mia, if we're screwing up any names, just give us a shout and let us know. Thank you for watching, by the way, as well. This is Pickett. Pickett kept moving and gained probably about a half yard after the hit as the ball is at midfield and the quarter comes to an end. We played 15 minutes. San Antonio 8, Detroit nothing. You're watching the 2015 Affiliate Bowl. We'll be back right after this. Welcome back, everybody. Chris Shima, glad to be back with you here in Rock Hill, South Carolina, the Affiliate Bowl. Second quarter, San Antonio leading at 8-0. Detroit with their second possession here in the ball game, facing a second down at midfield. Again, Jamison under center I formation. In motion was Stover. The handoff goes to Anapam, and Anapam gets popped. Well, if you're just joining us, I mean, Detroit was really moving the ball well in their drive, got hit with some penalties, but San Antonio's defense has really settled in and starting to stop the run with. Folks, I also want to mention the internet's kind of cutting in and out on us throughout the day, so if we go away, we'll get it back up and running just as quick as we can. So again, it's a 3rd and 13. If you missed it, it was a 2-yard loss by Anapam. And now it's Jamison looking to throw, and that goes over the head of Anapam, and that'll bring up 4th down. So once again, a punting situation for Detroit as Aaron Anderson trots out there to do the kicking for the Pride. Detroit's 2 wins this year both came against Toledo, 17-13 on April 25th. And 26-21 on May the 16th. Their 2 losses against more established teams. Montreal, they lost 56-0 on the 23rd of May, and they lost 63-zip against Philly in May, or I think that was in June. Overall, though, 15.3 points per game against 22.5 they've given up, and you count those big scores. It's a fairly good defensive team as Anderson skies it in the air, and that's going to bounce at the 45. A flag is down as it rolls to the 44-yard line, and it'll stop there, but let's check the flag first. San Antonio, as I mentioned, got victories over New Orleans twice this season for their 2 victories, and lost to in-state rivals Austin and Houston a couple of times apiece. So we do know the penalties against the Regulators, as they were talking to Stover whether or not to accept it. The call is holding. So San Antonio is going to be pushed back here a little bit. Let's see where they spot the ball. Looks like it's going to be at the 34-yard line. So 1st and 10 now for San Antonio, who had good success in part on a big run by Amy Meyer on that opening drive. They faced a 3rd down and long. It looked like Detroit was going to force them to punt. Meyer took off. Meyer made a couple of nice moves around some athletic Detroit defenders to pick up the 1st down. We've seen San Antonio mainly in the spread so far this morning. Hi to a couple other people on Twitter. Chick Ford wanted to give a shout out to all the ladies participating this weekend. Thanks for watching. And again, you can use that hashtag that you see there on your screen if you want to give a shout out, or you could be my color commentator. Send me your thoughts about today's game. So it's 1st down and 10 now at the 34. Meyer in the shotgun again. Single back is Ferguson. 2 receivers to the far side and 2 to the near, bunched up. Meyer is going to roll to the right, facing some pressure from Stover, looking deep, and that's just over the head of the receiver over on the far side. Yep. That was Hernandez again on that far side. So just a little bit high for Hernandez. That brings up 2nd down and 10 for the Regulators. Again, Anapam, physical play as a corner to make sure there was no catch. So it's 2nd down and 10 now at the 34 for San Antonio. While we're talking about Twitter, don't forget that you can follow the IWFL on Twitter, at IWFL. Be sure to do that. Just underway here in the 2nd quarter. Same formation as the last. 4 receivers set, 2 bunched each side. It's going to be a hand up and some room up the middle, although the lane closes quickly for Ferguson. And Ferguson call it a gain of 4, make it 5. And the ball will be spotted just outside the 40-yard line at the 39. So 3rd down and 5. San Antonio looking to pick up another big 3rd down. This time a 3-receiver set bunched to the far side of your screen. Single receiver on the near side. Meyer with the throw. Short pass. Caught by
Myers. Pass complete on the slip screen to number 11.
I'm not quite sure who caught that. I don't have that number on my roster for San Antonio. So Dacia Wirtz picks up the tackle, and that'll bring up a 4th down and short. So 4th down and 3. And it looks like they're lined up to go for it here. So Meyer again in the shotgun. 2 receivers spread to the far side and near side. And the back is Ferguson to the left of Meyer. Detroit's throwing blitz here. The linebackers coming forward. And Meyer's got to run for life now. Meyer will throw it, and just through the hands of the receiver on the near side. That was Childak, unable to come up with the catch. So Detroit will get it now off of the turnover as San Antonio turns it over on downs. 11:40 left to go. It'll be Pride football inside San Antonio territory. Another shout out. It's Ms. Beautiful Corey who's watching on Twitter. I'm going to have to see the paperwork if that's your legal name or not, but thanks for watching. She's watching at work, so we got to keep the broadcast down a little bit so her boss doesn't hear. So let's just it's going to be a 1st down and 10 once Detroit's ready to go on. Oh, shh. We got you. Don't worry. We're not going to get you in trouble for watching the game at work. Actually, it's going to be a timeout, so we're going to step aside for a couple minutes. We'll be right back. Welcome back, folks. My name is Chris Sheeman. Glad to be with you as Detroit called timeout. They'll have a 1st down and 10 as they take over. Shameless self-promotion here. If you're a small business owner, you need help with your website, with your marketing, with your SEO, with your social media, any of that, I can do that for you. You can visit my website. I'll give you $50 off a month, any package, because you're an IWFL fan. So 1st and 10 now for Detroit. Under center again, the quarterback, Jameson hands it off to Anapam, and a big blow up in the backfield as Anapam is tackled inside her own territory. That was Danielle Smock making the big play and backing up Detroit on an 8-yard loss into their own territory. So Anapam, we were interested to see what she would do here this morning. As I mentioned, one of the leading rushers in the league. Again, Detroit's only played 4 games, so take with it what you will. But Anapam, yards per carry at 11.3 coming in today. Smock for the Regulators just a little bit faster on that sequence. So a second down. 3 receivers set for Detroit, 2 on the near side. Jameson getting the snap. Again, it's the handoff. Anapam's got some room on the right side to the 50, 45, 40. Now down to the 35 and tripped up at the 32-yard line. There's that big burst that we expected from Anapam. Wolf made the play, and what might have been a touchdown-saving tackle for the Regulators is San Antonio gives up that big run, and Detroit in business once again.
First and 10, Detroit, from the San Antonio 31.
So the Pride having it at the 31-yard line as they huddle up. It'll be interesting to see how this game goes on. As I mentioned, both teams have maybe 3 or 4 subs apiece. You're not in the humidity. Luckily, it's been cloudy, so there hasn't been sun beating down, but it doesn't take much to heat up here in South Carolina this time of the year, believe me. Jameson fakes the handoff. It's a quarterback keeper down to the 25 and stopped at about the 23-yard line. So Jameson with a good first down run here.
Number 67, Adrian Wolf on the stop for San Antonio.
Wolf again made the stop for the Regulators.
Second and 2 for the Pride.
So it's an 8-yard pickup, second down and 2 now inside the 9-minute mark here in this second quarter. Krishima Rashid Whitfield here with you. We'll be with you all weekend long. 3 more games coming up after this one. We have the Founders Bowl tonight, All-Star game tomorrow, and the championship tomorrow night. Jameson under center. Again, it's Anapam trying to cut around the defender, and another big tackle right at the line as Anapam, another loss.
Number 50, D. Schmuck.
It was Smock again making the big play. So that brings up a third down and long now at the 30-yard line. It's a third down and 9. San Antonio, it looks like they're running a 4-3. The linebacker was playing in the backfield, now comes to the right. And what do we got? Timeout by Detroit. Timeout on the field will step aside as well. Near the midway point of this second quarter, Detroit trying to convert a third and long. We'll be back. Welcome back, everybody. Third down situation for Detroit. It's a 3rd down and 9 as Jamison goes into the shotgun. One receiver to each side, and it's going to be a handoff. Here's Anna Pam again cutting around that right side. She had success there earlier with a big run, but stopped short of the marker this time at the 23-yard line. So a 2-yard difference, and I'm almost positive that Detroit will go for it here on a 4th down and 2. Billette Johnson made the play for San Antonio to force this 4th down. 4th down and short. So we've seen a lot of Anapam here in this second quarter. Anapam and Pickett splitting the carries on the opening drive for Detroit. Inside the 7-minute mark here to go in this first half. And again, it's a triple I set for the Pride. And it looks like, again, that's Stover in that middle fullback spot. Jamison fakes it to Stover. Anna Pam with a hole, and she'll dive ahead. Just inside the 20-yard line, that's good enough for a 1st down and a 3-yard pickup. So Detroit converts on its first 4th down of the morning as we have a player down for Detroit. We'll step aside while they take a look at her. Welcome back, everybody. It's a 1st down situation for Detroit inside the red zone, looking to tie things up or get within 1. It was Aaron Anderson who was helped off the field. So Anderson, who did the punting so far today for Detroit, has left the game, and hopefully she'll be okay. Triple I again with Jamison under center, handing it off. Guess who? Anapam right up the middle and stopped right at the 15-yard line. Anapam had 26 carries all season, and I would venture to guess that she's going to get up to 26 here today. Smock again making the stop. So it's a 2nd down and 6 after the 4-yard pickup. Ball at the 15-yard line. So Smock made the play Is that her nickname, D? You guys are calling her D over there.
Looks like on the roster she's called Danielle, but they've got it scratched out with D.
All right, I'll call her D from now on. Regulator fans, where are you on Twitter? You're supposed to tell me these things. So second down. Handoff goes to Stover, and the Regulators defense read that nicely. Stopped back near the original line of scrimmage. It's a 4-yard loss back to the 18, and that'll bring up a third down now and 8. Facey made the play for San Antonio as she got right past the offensive line. Good defense there by the Regulators. Needing a couple of more stops now. So with Detroit's kicker Anderson getting looked at over on the bench, I've got to think this is a 4-down situation, so don't look for Detroit to try to get it all here, although they'd take it if it came to them for sure. It's just not a necessity. Same formation again. It's going to be a keeper for Jamison. Rolls to the right. It's to the 15, 12, 10. Inside the 10, right at the 6. Boy, that right side for Detroit. We've seen now 3 big runs out of Detroit from that right side. This time it's Jamison on the quarterback keeper, and it's a first down and goal now for Detroit. Well, we expected to see a pretty close game with these two upstart teams making the trip here to South Carolina, and so far, that's exactly what we've had. I would venture to guess that Detroit's probably had a little bit more of the yardage. They shot themselves in the foot a little bit on their opening drive with some penalties. San Antonio's made some big plays in the backfield as well. So first down and goal now. Handoff to Annapam. Annapam, did she get in? She's going to be stopped just about a half-yard short.
Close to the goal line. The crossbuck. Number 55, Christina Patino on the stop for the Regulators.
Christina Patino made the stop for San Antonio. First time we've called her name here today. So it's a second and goal now at about the half-yard. Well, they marked it at the 1, so it's at the 1-yard line. We've seen triple I sets in the last 5 plays for Detroit here on this drive. Inside 3 minutes to go until halftime. Detroit, not a bad idea to run some clock here as well, while you've got the ball this close. Now they've got 3 receivers bunched to the near side. Tight end goes in motion to the left. Jamison still under center. Nobody's back there with her. Jamison keeps it to the right, and she's in. Touchdown, Detroit.
Number 2, Danetta Jamison.
Danetta Jamison scoring her first touchdown of the season. And we're a 2-pointer away from tying this up. So Detroit gets on the board. And Jamison going over to the coaches probably to get a play. So a good drive for Detroit, especially a couple of big runs by Annapam as well as Jamison, both on third down. And both to the right side of that San Antonio defense, really helping keeping that drive going for Detroit. So Danetta Jamison getting the play from the coaching staff over on the near side. And they're going with their bread and butter. It worked on the drive, so they'll try it on the 2-point play, the triple I. Again, the fake. It goes to Annapam, splits to the right, and gets in pretty easily. We are tied at 8 apiece, nearing the end of the first half. 2:23 left to go. You're watching the 2015 IWFL Affiliate Bowl. We'll be back right after this. Welcome back, everybody. Chris Sheeman, glad to be back with you. 2015 Affiliate Bowl, even Steven at 8 apiece, 2:23 left to go here in the first half. Hernandez and Ferguson both back to receive for San Antonio. And I don't...
63, Janelle Robinson, set to
It's
kick off for the Pride.
Janelle Robinson who's going to do the kicking for Detroit. As I mentioned, Aaron Anderson left during that last scoring touchdown drive with an injury. So we'll see what Robinson can do with the boot. Again, IWFL kicking off at the 40-yard line.
I'd come up a little bit back there.
So 2:23 left to work with for San Antonio. Let's see what kind of positioning they get. It's taken by an up back. That's Brenda Shepard. And Shepard with a big run down to the far side gets into Detroit territory at the 45-yard line. So good position to work with here for San Antonio. Still 2:13 left to work with. Again, it's a vertical team, so they've got the passing ability with Meyer.
First and 10, San Antonio. From the Pride, 45.
Remember, Detroit did get the football first, so they'll kick off to start off the second half. So if San Antonio can get a score here, puts a little more pressure on Detroit.
Quite a few.
Yeah,
Leave those pieces.
you know, usually on Friday I don't eat lunch.
You know, I've been there a couple of times.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've got.
So Amy Meyer again with the four receivers, Childak, Facey, Hernandez, and Johnson. And the single back, Ferguson. Garcia with the snap. Meyer looks to the near side, and that's a little bit short of Facey. That'll bring up second down.
Pass intended for number 7, Marissa Facey. Pass is incomplete.
2:07 left to go here in the first half. Coming up at halftime, we won't have any interviews or anything, so we'll take the full 15-minute break. You folks can
Second and 10.
get your work in, make your bosses happy.
Pride, 45.
And then we'll come back in 15 minutes with the second half. So a break at the half. Second down and 10 now at the 45 for Meyer. Meyer will hand it off now. Up the middle is Ferguson. Cuts to the left and gets about 3 yards. 3rd and 7 coming up as Ferguson tackled at the 42-yard line.
Number 74, Amanda Beam on the stop for the Pride.
That was Beam who made the stop
And a 3 on the play.
for Detroit. Amanda Beam with her second or third tackle of the morning.
Gain of 2, 3rd and 8 for the Regulators.
So a 3rd and 7 for San Antonio as the clock stops at the 1:41 mark. And I believe we reached the 2-minute warning. So we'll take a break. Affiliate Bowl, second half. We'll be back right after this. Third down and 7 play now for San Antonio's. We're back to action. The snap to Meyer. Meyer looking to the right and threw that too high and out of bounds. That'll bring up a 4th down play. Interesting decision now if you're San Antonio. They're going to keep everybody out on the field, so it looks like they're going to go for it. If you go for it and you don't get it, Detroit's got some room to work with and still 1:37 on the clock. Whereas if you kick it, well, San Antonio, now they're going to call timeout and talk about it. So while they talk about it, we will not talk. We'll be back. Welcome back, everybody. 4th down and 7 now for San Antonio. The motion woman, Childak. Childak gets it. She's looking to throw it. And that is almost intercepted by Pollock. So correction, I thought that was Childak. That was Hernandez. So Hernandez threw the pass incomplete, and now Detroit with 1:23 left to work with. Again, they're primarily a running team. We've only seen one pass today, and they've only averaged about 4 or 5 passes per game. But they've got that burst in their running back, Ikea Anapam. So they are always a threat. And we'll see what they try to do here. So Detroit talking about it over on the sideline. There are, in the IWFL, at least from what I was told, there's a little bit of a mix between college and NFL rules. So I'm not sure if the clock stops for a 1st down or not. That would certainly benefit Detroit if they do. I don't believe so. The only college rule that I'm aware of is with overtime. If we do have overtime in this game, the way these two teams are playing, it's certainly a possibility. They would each get the ball at the 25-yard line, just like college. So I formation, as jogging in late Lindsay Stover. She goes in motion, and running to the right, it's Anapam, and a whole assortment of flags are down as Anapam with another big run inside San Antonio territory at the 42-yard line. But let's see what all the yellow is first. There's all kinds of things that you could call. I'm just waiting to see which one that they're going to call. I don't think Stover was ever set. I don't think you. If you're going to sub and you're going to come in late, you got to hustle in, and then you have to get yourself set before you go into motion. You can't sub in and then.
Well, the quarterback didn't give her time.
Right, yeah, that's partly clock management, partly game management. Either way, it's going to be a penalty on. So we had a holding, 2 holdings. So they're in the midst of those other penalties. There were holdings in there as well on Detroit. still don't see anybody being backed up or.
Okay.
This better not happen tonight.
It looks like it's going to be holding on Detroit. Is going to be the final call.
So the holding penalty is going to back up Detroit. Now they're moving them back to the 32-yard line. So
Holding penalty is on Detroit. Backs the ball.
that'll bring up now a first down and 20 with 1:13 left to go, and the clock will start moving here. And if you're Detroit, might be a good idea. Well, I don't know. Anytime you've got Anapam, somebody with that kind of skill, you're always at liberty for a big play. You can see them, they're starting to attack that right side where they've had most of their success with some regularity. So,
That's already 25 seconds.
well, it looks like Detroit's in no hurry as now it's down to 42 seconds. And
Detroit.
now Detroit's going to call timeout. Already, 41.9 left to go here in the first half. We'll take a timeout too. Out of the timeout, 41 seconds left to work with for Detroit, facing a 1st and 21. Jamison under center, 2-back set. And again, it's Anapam going to that right side. Cuts around one defender. She's stopped at the 41-yard line. Clock continuing to tick. Detroit coaching staff urging them to hurry up here. But the way that they're moving now inside 19 seconds, probably a time for one more play here in this half. And I'm guessing Detroit's out of timeouts at this point as well. They are. Jamison rolling to the right, and she is going to be sacked. D. Smock again with the sack. So she's had a couple of tackles for losses and now a sack, and the first half comes to an end. So both teams able to get one in the end zone. We've played half an hour, and your score in the 2015 Affiliate Bowl, it's San Antonio 8, Detroit 8. We'll take a break for the half. It looks like it's going to be about 10 minutes, so we'll step aside for 10 minutes, bring in the second half after that. Welcome back, everybody. My name is Chris Sheeman. Back here at the 2015 Affiliate Bowl. We're in Rock Hill, South Carolina. Temperatures climbed just a notch up to 80 degrees. The clouds have really kept the sun down. As you can see, we are tied at 8 apiece. San Antonio and Detroit are first of 4 games. And to start off this second half, it will be Detroit who will kick off, and it's a bouncy kick that lands at the 30-yard line, caught by Hernandez, who cuts up the middle, now looking to go to the right, up to the 40, and she's stopped at the 43-yard line.
For San Antonio, breaks a few tackles, brings the ball up to the 44-yard line.
So Hernandez with a pretty good return,
On the stop for the Pride.
as Wells made the stop for Detroit. Folks, again, you can chat with us on Twitter using that hashtag that you see on your screen, IWFL. We've, during the half, heard from Keisha. Hi to Keisha, who's watching the Pride.
Regulators from their own.
And Regulators battle here. So far, an 8-all tie. Again, the starters, San Antonio. It's Meyer, the quarterback. The lone back, Ferguson. 4 receivers, Childak, Facey, Ferguson, and Johnson. And the snap goes to Meyer. Meyer on the keeper, right up the middle, and a good gain right near the first down marker. They'll spot her a yard short, so a 9-yard pickup on the keeper.
Number 15, Lindsay Stover on the tackle for the Pride.
And Meyer, she's throwing the ball fairly well here today, but she's also got some wheels we're finding out. Again, if you're just joining us, we didn't get a whole lot of information on Detroit or San Antonio, so we're learning as we've gone on here this morning.
47.
Anna Pam has had some good runs here for Detroit, as well as their quarterback, Donetta Jamison, who scored the lone touchdown for Detroit. So a second down and 1 now. High snap. Meyer has trouble with it, and she's going down. Lucky to keep possession. So it's about an 8-yard loss as the sack
Number 60, Kiara Kelly.
by Kiara Kelly. So Kelly able to get in the back, and a good job by Meyer just to keep possession and set up a third down and 9 here. So it's still manageable for San Antonio. Just underway here in this third quarter. This game we'll wrap up in about an hour or so, then we'll be off. 7 o'clock tonight, it's the Founders Bowl, Madison and Carolina. Third down and 9, 2 receivers to each side of Meyer. The snap from Garcia. Meyer facing pressure, trying to keep it going, but she is taken down.
Meyer forced out of the pocket, sacked on the play. Number 13,
That is
Shelton.
Chantel Shelton, who made the big play for Detroit and force a 4th and forever. San Antonio now will be forced to punt. And I believe this will be the first time that the Regulators have kicked the ball here today.
4th and 24 for the Regulators.
So it's a 4th and 24. Are they going for it? They're lined up like they're going to go for it on a 4th and 24. No, it is a kick. So Meyer gets away a good kick. And that's going to bounce at the 45 and roll down to the 43-yard line. And that's where Detroit will take over. So the Pride with their first possession in this third quarter. When we come back, you're watching the 2015 Affiliate Bowl from Rock Hill. We'll be back.
First and 10.
Welcome back, everybody. First down and 10 for Detroit. They're on their 43-yard line. Chris Sheeman, glad to be with you here in Rock Hill. Sun's starting to peek out of the clouds. It's looked threatening today, but there's relatively zero chance for rain. And we've got a flag on the play. It looks like it's another late sub here for Detroit.
Illegal substitution on the Pride.
So Detroit again having discipline problems, and they're going to be backed up again to start things over. Got a name correction here from somebody on Twitter. I've got Lindsay Stover listed on my roster for Detroit, and apparently her name is Dallas Stover. So thanks to Meeks, who's helping me out with that. Again, folks, Detroit did not send us a roster. We've gotten everything last second, so thanks for the correction. First down and 10. Guess who? Anapam right up the middle to the 50, 45, 40. She's past everybody. 30, 20, 10, 5. Touchdown, Detroit. What a run by Anapam. It's a 47-yard touchdown run, and the Pride take their first lead of the morning. So 14-8 now the score. Detroit's, again, Aaron Anderson was shaken up, so they're without a kicker. So they will go for 2. And it'll be Donetta Jamison getting a play from the coach, and now she'll relay it to her teammates.
Detroit is lined up going for 2.
So Z with a big touchdown run for Detroit. Again, it's that triple I that we saw a bunch of times in the first half here for Detroit. Jamison under center, getting the snap, rolling to the right. And a flag down. It looks like Jamison's going to be stopped short. She kept her feet moving, though, and they signal it's good.
Number 2, Donetta Jamison with a 2-point conversion. We have a flag on the play.
We'll see what the flag is first. Detroit celebrating. But hang on. Now they're...
It's a good thing there's no video replay. She was down.
Leave it like it was down. Before she reached across.
What do we got, ref?
So
Offsides on
the 2-pointer is good. It was offside on San Antonio, so Detroit gets the 2-pointer, and they take an 8-point lead. It's 16-8 Detroit. We'll take a break. You're watching the 2015 Affiliate Bowl from Rock Hill. We'll be back. Welcome back, everybody. Detroit opening possession in this third quarter, marching right down the field on one play after a penalty. Z Anapam scoring a 47-yard touchdown. And Detroit getting a 2-point conversion as well. And now they have a delay of game. Janelle Robinson is going to kick off now. She's going to be backed up 5 yards, so she'll kick at the 35-yard line for Detroit. It was Ferguson and Hernandez back to receive for the Regulators. They've moved up now to the 35-yard line. Detroit sending in 2 additional players. And Robinson kicks. Robinson gets it over everybody's head. That's going to bounce at the 20. It's picked up by Hernandez, runs to the 25, 30, takes a pop at the 35, takes another pop as she's finally taken down at the 40. Bennett made the stop
We have a flag on the
on a big pop. A flag is down there.
Ran over that girl. What was the call?
So Hernandez with a nice run.
on the Regulators.
And it looks like it's going to be for naught as the penalty called on San Antonio. So there was a block in the back.
Ball spotted.
So they were at the 39. Now they're going back 10 yards to the 29 where it will be 1st and 10. So Detroit got a big play to start off the half. Let's see what San Antonio has in store here in their first possession here in this third quarter.
10 San Antonio from their own 29.
Correction, second possession. They went for it on they punted on a 4th down and long. So second possession for the Regulators here.
79 for 39 in the backfield.
Handoff up the middle and a big run
39 with the run.
up to the 39-yard line. It's Brenda Shepard.
11 yards in a first.
So Ferguson got the bulk of the carries for the Regulators in that first half, and Shepard comes in and bulldozes her way to a 1st down at the 40-yard line and an 11-yard pickup. Meyer back in the shotgun. Again, 2 receivers to each side.
39 still in the backfield.
Shepard still back there in the running back spot. She'll get it again right up the middle. 45-50 and down at the 43-yard line of Detroit.
Number 2, Janetta Jameson on the stop for the Frog. And that's another San Antonio first down.
So a couple of big plays. Now maybe these teams aren't morning people. Maybe they're like me. Maybe they don't wake up until after 11:30 because they are cooking right now on offense on both teams. Just about 5 minutes into this third quarter, another 1st down for the Regulators. Shepard's still back there. She's going to get another handoff, and this time she got popped.
Number 39, Brenda Shepard with a short gain on the
Looks like it's going to be right back at the line of scrimmage. Might have even lost a half of a yard.
Number 79, Deja Wirtz.
Wirtz was in there for Detroit. So Wirtz and Netta Hudson.
2nd and 10.
First time that we've called her name today, making a big play right at the line of scrimmage. So it's a 2nd down and 10 now for San Antonio inside Detroit territory. This time it's a pass.
Bubble screen to number 9.
Caught by Hernandez over on the far side for a 2-yard pickup to the 41-yard line.
Number 9, Darian Hernandez.
79 Asia Words and 63 Janelle.
So Wirtz and Robinson both combining for the tackle on the receiver Hernandez.
Gain of 2 on the play.
9:25 left to play here in this third quarter. And a 3rd down and 8 in 4-down territory for San Antonio.
I throw a post right in the middle of the field.
Yeah, something over the middle.
About 15 yards deep.
Amy Meyer
That's what I'm saying. They're all scooted up.
back at the 47 gets the snap from Garcia, throwing over the middle, and it's caught
There we go.
to the 15-10-5 touchdown, San Antonio. Is it Hernandez? It's Hernandez again.
To number 9, Darian Hernandez.
San Antonio and Detroit right back with 6 more and a chance to tie with a 2-point conversion.
Little skinny post.
Then linebackers free.
And a nice throw by Meyer. Now let's see what San Antonio can do here with the 2-point conversion to try to tie things up. So it looks like a triple I set as Meyer goes under center. We saw this on the last 2-point conversion. Meyer hands it off, and all kinds of room to the left, moseying in, is Marissa Facey for the two-point conversion. And we're even Steven once again, 16 all here in the Affiliate Bowl. Folks, we'll be back right after this.
San Antonio 42.
Welcome back, everybody. Apologies for the technical delays. We went down there for just a minute. You did miss a run by Anapam over on the far side. That's got Detroit right now inside San Antonio territory. And another penalty is going to come down here on the Pride. That'll be a false start, which will back them up. So it'll be a first down and 15 for Detroit. And they'll snap it at the 47-yard line. So again, Detroit started at about the 30. Big run by Anapam got them into San Antonio territory, and now it's first and 15. Under center, Jamison. The player in motion is going to be stopped by Hernandez in the backfield.
Number 63, Janelle Robinson on the carry.
So Janelle Robinson with the carry. She's stopped in the backfield, and Detroit pushed back into its own territory now. So a second and 21 now for Detroit. And again, when you get into a situation where you're not known for your passing abilities, these kind of pushbacks certainly hurt. So it's the quarterback Jameson now in under center, 2 backs. And right up the middle, it's Natasha Pickett. So Pickett gets the run and gets about 6 of those yards back. Goes back inside San Antonio territory at the 47-yard line, 48-yard line. And right now, a San Antonio player is down on the field. So we'll step aside. 4:03 left to go here in the third quarter. Detroit with a 3rd and long when we come back. Adrian Wolf, the player who was hurt for San Antonio. Hopefully she'll be able to give it a go again. Right now it's a 3rd down and long for Detroit, 3rd and 16 to be exact. Just inside San Antonio territory at the 48. Jameson in the shotgun. 2 receivers to the far side. The snap goes over her head. Jameson is going to have to fall on it. Tried to pick it up and got popped at the 35-yard line. D. Smock again making a big play in the backfield, her 4th play in the backfield of this game. 4th down and eternity. 33 yards is what they're saying. 4th and 33.
4th and 33, the try from their own 35.
So 2:55 left to go. Jameson coming in. Again, if you're just joining us, Aaron Anderson was doing the kicking for Detroit, got hurt in the 2nd quarter. So Detroit is forced to go for it here on 4th and a mile. Jameson under center. Jameson facing some pressure. Now has some room on the far side. Breaks 1 tackle at the 40. Up to the 45, and that will be it. Now a late flag comes in. Uh-oh. What do we have here on a late flag? Is it a late hit by San Antonio, possibly? This could be a big call coming up here. The officials are gathered together talking about it. Oh, a personal foul on San Antonio on a 4th and 33.
No, horse collar is here. He did that. Looked like it was targeted.
And Detroit is given,
It's a personal foul, so it's automatic.
well, don't a lot of places, don't bars and places do like Christmas in July? This is Christmas in July, courtesy of San Antonio to Detroit, because they just gave them a first down. I believe it was for a late hit out of bounds, too.
Looked like he signaled targeting because
Was it targeting?
he did that. I think that's what that is.
So a big mistake by San Antonio, and opportunity now for Detroit. If you're Detroit, you got to make them pay. You're re-energized now when something like this happens. Two-back set. Jamison under center. The handoff goes to Z. Z up the middle, trying to get the first down, is close to it. Just outside the 30-yard line. Johnson made the stop for the Regulators. Looks like she's going to be just short of that first down. No, they say she got it. So 1:37 left to go here in the third quarter. First down and 10 for Detroit. And it looks like the Regulators are going to talk about it. Timeout, San Antonio, 1:30 to go here in the third quarter. You're watching the 2015 Affiliate Bowl from Rock Hill, South Carolina. We'll be back after this. Chris Sheeman back here in Rock Hill. First and 10 now for Detroit. Detroit, the triple I. And it's going to be a keeper as Jamison rolled to the right, tried to bounce off of a tackle, and is taken down for a 5-yard loss back at the 35-yard line. Hernandez, who scored the game's tying touchdown for San Antonio, playing well on defense as well, making the play, and a second now and 15 for Detroit. Inside a minute to go here in this third quarter, as you get a look at the Detroit huddle. Second and 15 as Jamison talks things over with the backs. Donetta Jamison under center. And the handoff goes up the middle to Pickett. Pickett carries to the 30. So the yards Detroit lost, they got back, and now it'll be a third down and 10 for the Pride. And that will bring us to the end of the third quarter. So we played 45 minutes, still nothing decided. All tied at 16 apiece here in the Affiliate Bowl. San Antonio and Detroit. We head to the fourth quarter when you come back. To the fourth quarter we go. Detroit is driving in San Antonio territory. It's a 3rd down and about 9 for the Pride. Chris Shima, glad to be back with you. The handoff goes to Annapam. Cuts up the middle, and she's going to be stopped just shy of the 1st down. Looks like they're giving her a spot that's going to be about 3 yards shy of that 1st down marker. So a 4th and 3 now for Detroit. Annapam had a big touchdown run in this ball game. It has to be close to 100 yards, if not over it by now. She's had a couple of big spurts. Big play in the ball game here, 4th and 3 for Detroit. Again, a 2-back set as the quarterback Jamison goes under center. The handoff to Annapam, and she is stopped a yard shy of the 1st down. Great defense by San Antonio. Amy Meyer, the team's quarterback, making a big defensive play to get her team the ball back. So just underway here in the 4th quarter. Now it's San Antonio's turn, and San Antonio avenges itself after committing a bonehead personal foul on a 4th and 33 to keep that drive going for Detroit. San Antonio makes the big play when it counts, and they get the ball back. So the Regulators have been moving the ball pretty well here in this 2nd half. They haven't punted in the ball game. And for the most part, Meyer's been in the shotgun like she is right now. I believe Ferguson back at running back. And the hand goes up the middle. Ferguson with daylight at the 40-50, 45-40, being chased down and taken out of bounds at the 31 of Detroit. The touchdown saving tackle. Annapam made the touchdown saving tackle for Detroit, but a huge pickup for the Regulators. So Ferguson got a breather on the last drive as Shepard came in and had a couple of nice runs. Like I mentioned, it's those little things once you get to this stage of the game. You're shorthanded. Neither one of these teams are very deep. And you've got a situation. Detroit's trying to make a couple of subs here. If San Antonio looks like they want to snap the ball, but your officials let Detroit make those subs. So Meyer now on a 1st down and 10. Again, another handoff, and this time, nothing doing. So Detroit swarming to the ball that time. Shelton making the play. You saw her on your screen for Detroit. And a big play there by the Pride to back up San Antonio now into a 2nd down and 14. So back at the 35, the Regulators. San Antonio scored a touchdown in that 3rd quarter off of a slant by Hernandez. So they've got passing ability. Just a couple of minutes into this 4th quarter. Meyer again in the shotgun. It's been the formation of choice for about 85% of the play calls. 2 receivers to each side. Meyer looking to throw to the far side, and that pass is dropped. Marissa Facey unable to make the catch, and it'll be a 3rd down and long now for San Antonio with 12:31 to go here in the quarter. So San Antonio likely will be throwing again here. It's been 4 downs for most of the game for both teams. Again, San Antonio hasn't punted, so they don't necessarily have to get all 14 yards back here. Trips to the near side. High snap. Quick pass goes to Hernandez. Hernandez cuts up the middle, and she'll be taken down shy of the marker. Boy, she's not going down without a fight, though. So Hernandez stopped at the 28-yard line is where they're going to stop her, and it'll be 4th down and 7 now for San Antonio. And it took just about the whole defense to take her down. That's one of those things, whether you're a man or woman, if you keep your feet moving, it's especially important as a running back, but if you're strong enough as a receiver as well, you can keep those feet moving, gain that extra yardage any way you can. Hernandez with good fight, setting up a 4th down and 7 now for San Antonio on Detroit's 28. Back to the 4 receivers set. Meyer looking up the middle, and that is too high for Johnson. So San Antonio turns it over on downs. Detroit will have the ball when we come back. You're watching the 2015 Affiliate Bowl. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everybody. 1st down for Detroit. San Antonio turns it over on downs, and I thought we were going to have something. Looks like we got a timeout, so we'll step aside again. 11:23 left to go. We'll be back again. Welcome back, everybody. Detroit, 1st and 10. I think we're finally ready to go here as they have it on the 33-yard line. All tied at 16. And flag comes down. Annapam gets up the middle all the way to the 43-yard line, but let's check the flag. Illegal shift's going to be called on Detroit, and that's going to back them up. So negate the run by Anapam.
Essentially a 22-yard penalty.
And it's going to be first down and 15, I believe, back at the 28-yard line. Correction, 29-yard line.
They didn't spot the ball correctly. It should be all the way back to the 28.
Yeah, it's supposed to be a
The
spot.
ball's supposed to be at the 28. They got first and 14.
Or not, it's supposed to be back at the 23.
So it looks like they spotted the ball wrong. So it's a first and 14 and the 4-yard penalty. Handoff again, Anapam up the middle. Gains about 3 of those yards back. Looks like they're going to mark her right about at the original line of scrimmage, near that 33-yard line. So most of those penalty yards given back. And that'll bring up a second down now and long. Folks, don't forget we'll have a game later on tonight as well. Carolina taking on Madison. Both of those conference runner-ups will do battle in the Founders Bowl. That'll be at 7 p.m. Then tomorrow it's the All-Star game at 10 a.m. followed by the championship, Utah and Pittsburgh. That'll be at 7. So 3 more games after this one is done. Inside 10 minutes to go in the ball game. Jamison, single back, 3 wide receiver set as Jamison under center now looking to throw. Throws to the near side and nobody's home. That'll bring up a third down and long. So third down and long now for Detroit. Again, Detroit's kind of up against it in this part of the field because they lost their kicker, Aaron Anderson, to an injury. So this essentially has been 4-down territory. Every part of the field has been 4-down territory for Detroit. So it's imperative that they get something here to make it manageable. And it looks like they're going to spread everybody out. So 5 receivers set, trips to the near side. Still under center is Jamison. Jamison now will keep it. On the draw at the 35, getting closer to the first down, reaching for it and getting it by a couple of yards at the 40. Danetta Jamison with a beautiful run. Jamison came in averaging 4.3 yards per rush, 128 yards in 4 games on the season. And she hustles her way to another first down for Detroit. 9:29 left to go. And the ball now at the 40-yard line for the Pride. Detroit trying to win its 3rd of the season, as is San Antonio. 2-back set again. Anapam back there with Pickett for Detroit. Another keeper, this time rolling to the right. Jamison breaking a couple of tackles. And where did she step out of bounds? Call it a 6-yard run as she's taken down at the 46. So Jamison, couple of nice runs here for Detroit. 8:52 left to go. We're going to get a timeout by Detroit. Timeout on the field. We'll step aside as well. Crunch time here in the Affiliate Bowl. We'll be back after this. Welcome back, everybody. 8:52 left to go. Detroit driving with a second down and about 4 at their own 46-yard line. I formation. 3 receivers set now for the Pride here. In motion is Stover. The handoff up the middle, Annapam. Boy, she just hits. And she has a first down and then some on a 6-yard gain to the San Antonio 48 as Detroit motors into Regulator territory. So first down and 10 now. Boy, Annapam's going 100 miles an hour as soon as she catches the ball. There's no speed up. There is one speed, fast. She's going to get some water now as she heads to the sideline. So Z out. Pickett still in there. We've seen Jamison with a couple of nice runs, the quarterback. Dallas Stover, the tight end, lined up over on the far side. She's been in motion on several plays. Looks like she's going to stay put on that far side, though. Oh, that's a false start on Stover. It looks like the Regulators were going to jump. They pulled back behind the line just in time, and that kind of fooled Stover into jumping herself. So 5-yard penalty. Detroit goes back into its own territory now at the 47.
First and 15 from the 47.
Inside 8 minutes to go, nearing the midway point of this fourth quarter. Same formation, 3 receivers, 2 to the far side. Now it's Stover in motion. Handoff goes up the middle. And it looks like a 6-yard pickup for Natasha Pickett. Smock again there with the stop for the Regulators. We've called her name quite a bunch here in this game. And it looks like a player is down for Detroit. So player down, 7:20 left to go here in the ball game. Well, as I mentioned in the first half, all weekend long, we're going to tell you about some of the pioneers of women's football. And this lady that you see on your screen is Laverne Toad Wise. She's the first woman to score a point in a football game. She was a kicker for a high school in Alabama in 1939 and 1940. Wise was featured in Life magazine and in newsreels all over the country at the time for her efforts playing in Alabama. She kicked for the high school there in Alabama in 1939 and 40. Didn't play any sports after high school, though. She did run a sporting goods store with her husband for 39 years. So there's another one of those pioneers of women's football. That's Laverne Toad Wise, the kicker for an Alabama high school back in the 30s and 40s. Well, the injured player for Detroit has left the field, and now it's a second down and 9 for the Pride. Clock continuing to run now. You see it on your screen nearing that 7-minute mark. Jamison under center again, 2 back set. The handoff, nice cut by Pickett, who gains about 6 or 7 yards, taken down around the 41-yard line. And that's going to bring up a 3rd down now and short for Detroit. So if you're Detroit, Annapam coming back into the game, by the way, for Detroit. Certainly 4 down territory here for the Pride. The only punts we saw came early in the game by Erin Anderson for Detroit, but she has since left the game with an injury, and she is on the sideline still. Inside 6 minutes to go here. The handoff, Annapam, well rested and gets the 1st down and then gets popped at the 36-yard line. Detroit keeps the drive going. And now if you're Detroit, you start looking at that clock and start using that as your friend as well. 5:37 left to go. Still lots and lots of time, but they can still put together and run quite a bit off of this clock and make things very difficult for San Antonio if they are able to score. Detroit, that is. Triple I now for the Pride. Jamison, the handoff. Annapam, Z gets forward to about the 30. Let's see where they mark her. They're going to mark her right at that 30-yard line. So a 5-yard pickup. And the tackle made by Tynesha Ferguson for the Regulators. And again, that clock, they're running just about a minute off of every possession here. Is Detroit down to 4.5 minutes roughly now. Both teams have 2 timeouts. Annapam again, going to the well, 1st down again. And she picks up 6 yards, this time down to the 25-yard line.
6-yard gain on the play. Another 1st down for Detroit.
So Detroit making it look methodical right now as they try to turn this into maybe a game-winning drive. Again, still a lot of time, 4:18, an eternity. You got to remember San Antonio's got that passing attack. Meyer hit Hernandez with a slant that turned into a long passing play for San Antonio. So they've got the ability. But the defense has to start making stops as Detroit's getting pretty much whatever they want. And also, remember that Annapam got a long breather over on the sideline during this drive too. So even though she's ran it the last couple of times, she's still pretty well rested. Traditional I, 3 receivers set, 2 to the far side. And did somebody jump? Who jumped first is what we'll have to figure out. It looks like a false start on Detroit. So Detroit, the penalties are really racking up for the Pride here in this one. San Antonio hasn't had as many penalties, but theirs have been more impactful. 3.5 minutes to go. It's Annapam up the middle. Annapam right back to the line of scrimmage at the 25. 5-yard pickup and a 2nd down and 10 coming up. Ferguson picking up another tackle for San Antonio. And it looks like another player down for Detroit. So the trainers will come out. We mentioned in the first quarter. Team's not deep. A lot of the players have been playing both offense and defense, and you just get to that stage where you're losing body fluids and things are cramping up. And you know what Buddy Ryan used to do for the Philadelphia Eagles back in the day is he used to have his guys drink pickle juice, which supposedly helped in situations like this. So the player left pretty quickly. The clock continuing to run here for Detroit. We're at the 2.5-minute mark. Detroit can just about run it down to 0 at this point with the ball on the 25-yard line. 2nd down and 10. And now what do we have? Delay a game on Detroit. That seemed like a little bit long. So they're going to be backed up again 5 yards. They got to be approaching 200 yards worth of penalties by this point. So a 2nd and 15 now. And the throw to the near side, and that's going to bounce incomplete. Pass intended for, let's see, Tiffany Wells. So 2:08 left to go now, and Detroit finding itself in a 3rd and long. Again, it's 4-down territory, so they don't need all 15. Triple I again. Under center is Jamison. Anapam going up the middle, bounces off about 3 tackles, only able to gain about 5 out of it, though. Well, they're going to give her a pretty good spot, so it's a gain of 7. And it'll be a 4th down and about 8. With 1:53 left to go, we've reached the 2-minute warning. So a big 4th down play is Detroit looking for a final drive and a score. San Antonio looking for a stop. We'll have 4th down right after this.
That's the 2-minute warning.
Welcome back, everybody. 4th down and 8 for the Pride. Play of the game, 1:53 left to go in regulation. It's going to be a keeper again. Jamison cuts around 1 tackle to the 25, 15, 10, 5. Tripped up just inside the 2-yard line. Oh, what a run by Jamison. Breaking several tackles. Meyer saved the day for San Antonio. Now if you're the Regulators, you got to start thinking about either letting them score or using the timeouts. 1:39 left to go. Detroit can run some clock here. Now San Antonio is going to run or use one of their 2 remaining timeouts. So that was Detroit that called timeout. So Detroit called timeout, and we'll step aside. So 1:36 left to go out of the timeout. Detroit sending in a couple extra linemen. First and goal at the 1. I formation. One receiver to each side, but you know what's coming. It's a keeper by the quarterback, and she's going to be stopped short. Just a little bit short, so Jamison stopped just shy. Remember, if it's a fumble in the over the line, or if she's already down, there is no fumble. And you can't fumble into the end zone. So about a half of a yard to go now for Detroit. San Antonio letting the clock go. Still have 2 timeouts, inside a minute to go. San Antonio is letting this clock go. Well, looks like the... and Detroit obviously in no hurry. And now San Antonio calls timeout. Are you kidding me? They let 20 seconds go off the clock. 41.4 seconds. San Antonio calls timeout. We'll step aside and come right back. They really should have. That was... What would the Pittsburgh score be if you guys played one of these teams? Yeah, they lost to Philadelphia, I think, 63-0. They lost to Montreal 58-0. Detroit's in their first year, aren't they? Welcome back, everybody, out of the timeout. I think it's second down and goal. They've got a third down marker on, and a dive up the middle by Jamison, and she scores for the second time on the afternoon. With 38 seconds left to go, Detroit goes up by 6. So a 2-point play to come, but Detroit gets the big run that they needed from Jamison. They got several big runs out of her in this drive, especially on that 4th down, as she broke several tackles to get it into a first and goal situation. And Detroit now will try for the 2-point play here. Again, it's that triple I set. Anapam is the third back that you see on your screen. Stover keeps it, and she'll dive ahead for the 2. So 38 seconds left to go. San Antonio will get a crack, but they've got work to do. Down by 8. The Affiliate Bowl will conclude when you come back. Welcome back, everybody. San Antonio getting set to receive. It's been Darian Hernandez and Billette Johnson who will be back to receive. San Antonio with 38 seconds left to work with. And again, they've got a fairly potent passing attack, so not out of it. Robinson gets the kick and bounces inside the 20-yard line. And, boy, they're going to run out of bounds. All the way back at the 20-yard line. So it was Ferguson who picked it up, the running back, and she had some room. I understand you want to save as much time for your offense as possible, but she had probably 10 yards in front of her. So San Antonio backed up, 31 and a half seconds left to work with. And they're going to get it right at the 20-yard line. So if you're San Antonio, player to keep an eye on is Hernandez. Hernandez was found by Meyer for a touchdown pass earlier in this ball game on a slant. 4 receivers again for San Antonio, 2 to each side. The lone back is Ferguson, but everybody's a receiver at this point. Look for hooks and laterals and maybe anything else. Meyer's looking to go deep right now, facing some pressure. She's taken down. 1 timeout left for San Antonio, and they're going to have to take it now. And they do. So 23.2 seconds left to go in the ball game. San Antonio didn't lose a whole lot of yardage, but that's not really what's on their mind right now. With 23 seconds left to go, your options are somewhat limited. And by somewhat, I mean very. You've got a chance with a deep ball to get out of bounds and hope for a Hail Mary. Not sure what kind of arm. Meyer's shown a pretty good arm. So 23 seconds. You can maybe get a couple of quick plays. You can't really do much over the middle. And again, like I mentioned before the drive started, there's always an opportunity for lots of laterals and that kind of play. The Buffalo Bills play against the Titans. Out of the timeout. 2nd down and 14. San Antonio down by 8 at their own 16. And it's going to be a quick pass. Lateral to the back. And some room to work with at the 35-40. Breaks 1 tackle at the 35-20. 15, 10, 5, touchdown. Are you kidding me? That is Brenda Shepard bowling over the defense and motoring all the way down the field with 5.9 seconds left to go. And San Antonio is a 2-point conversion away from tying it up. If you listen real closely, you can hear the people on the Riverwalk right now just going absolutely nuts. How about that run? But there's still a 2-point conversion at hand. Brenda Shepard, I mentioned we might see a lateral. Meyer got the quick completion away. Shepard got the lateral. So it was an 84-yard run by Brenda Shepard. And here's your ball game right now, folks.
San Antonio going for 2.
All that work, and it comes down to a 2-point play.
I think so. I think we get the 9:30. I think D-line Shepherd.
Shepard is out there again, I believe.
She's at the top of the triple line.
So she's right at the top of the I. Meyer under center. And it's a double fake, and Detroit stopped them. What a play by the defense for the Pride with 5.9 seconds left to go. San Antonio is going to come up that much short.
24, San Antonio 22.
Boy, you've really got to give a lot of credit to San Antonio for the way that they fought back. Clock management wasn't to be desired, but they had enough room to work with. Got a great run out of Brenda Shepard, but they're going to come up just a little bit short. Well, we're going to see here. Onside kick will likely come with 5.9 seconds. And
Told you exactly what San Antonio had to do. Throw a touchdown pass, onside kick. Now they've done.
so we're going to take a quick break while San Antonio discusses it. Onside kick coming up next. Don't go anywhere, folks. We're not done yet. Welcome back, everybody. Onside kick set to come here for San Antonio. San Antonio, 86-yard touchdown run by Brenda Shepard. Failed on the 2-point try, so San Antonio's got to get this kick away short.
You know what I would do? You can't return an onside kick, can you? Yeah.
So the bulk of the receivers for San Antonio over on the far side of your screen. They kicked it right to Detroit, and the Pride will fall on it. So Detroit is a kneel down away from winning the 2015 Affiliate Bowl. Folks, stick around after the game. We'll head down to the field for the post-game ceremony. So 1 second left to go. Detroit, all they have to do is snap it and take a knee, and they will get out of here with their third win of the season.
We're doing the on-field presentation.
We are. I will get a cue, and then you'll read that.
Hats off to both of these teams. Again, if you're just joining us, the Affiliate Bowl is meant to give an upstart teams a chance to come and play in a bowl game. It's great for the organizations, and it's great that the league does this, and Detroit's going to feel very good on that bus ride home, either tonight or tomorrow, after getting out of here with this victory. So under center, it's Jamison. She'll take the snap and wrap it up. Has the Detroit Pride improved to 3-2 on the season, winning the 2015 Affiliate Bowl by a score of 24-22. Boy, you tip your cap to San Antonio, the Regulators. A good showing here at the Affiliate Bowl for the Regulators. Amy Meyer, Hernandez playing well, Smock on defense, as well as several others. But today belongs to Detroit as they win it 22-24. Folks, we're going to step aside. We'll go down to the field for the trophy presentation and all that good stuff coming up.
We'll get the mic up in just a minute.
Okay, I got it. Okay, so first of all, welcome to the kickoff of the 2015 IWFL Champ Weekend. I'll tell you something. The IWFL has been around for 15 years. There's something I hear a lot of people say. And they say, oh, we see these women's teams, sometimes they have less than 20 people on the roster. And you can't have a football team with that few people. Well, today we had 15 players versus 18 players. You tell me, I think we had a football game. The Affiliate Bowl was created to honor those teams that are up and comers. And I tell you, I think we're gonna need to be ready to see one of these teams on Saturday night in 2016, because I think they're up and comers. So without further ado, Kezia Disney is first going to award the Affiliate Bowl Contender Plaque to Paul Esparza of the San Antonio Regulators. Give them a round of applause. Congratulations. Y'all worked hard to get here. You fought hard till the end, and I appreciate all the hard work you've put in and the great football you brought to the IWFL. So, 2015 Affiliate Bowl champions. Looks like that says Detroit Pride. You know, this team is the epitome of what it means to be an affiliate team. They scraped themselves together. They came through a lot of hard times to get here. And now, Kezia Disney will be handing the Affiliate Bowl champion trophy to Rhonda Alford of the Detroit Pride. Congratulations. Okay, we have one more award. We do have an MVP award for the Affiliate Bowl. And I don't know if any of you know this person. I think we need someone by the name of Jameson to step forward. I think this is her. Kezia Disney awarding a trophy to Janetta Jameson, the 2015 Affiliate Bowl MVP. Thank you all again for coming out. Hope to see you back at 7 p.m. for our founder.
Back inside the broadcast booth, everybody. Detroit winning the Affiliate Bowl 24-22. Our next game coming up tonight, it's the Founders Bowl. Carolina taking on Madison at 7 p.m. Looking forward to talking to everybody then. Until then, enjoy the rest of your game or your day, and we'll see you tonight.